Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back here in PlayStation Source, and I have played Returnal for about 12 hours now, right? I'm like about 12-13 hours in, and if you guys miss Safe Stop Podcast, you probably know my thoughts on it. I'm definitely enjoying the game. I like it a lot. It's a nice challenge, but I know a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of tweets on Twitter, I've been seeing a lot of, comments in the comment section, I've been seeing a lot of different conjecture, if you will, about how Returnal is a bit of a difficult game. And look, I'm not gonna lie, it is a difficult game. It is a bit of a difficult game, but I feel like that is a very true statement at the way beginning of the game. But I feel like once you really get the groove of it, really get the rhythm of Returnal, it definitely ends up being not that bad of a game. So I did want to go and kind of, and just like discuss some tips that helped me a lot, that I learned, that will definitely make that first, blush with the game, that first few hours with the game a little more manageable, and you'll learn the game quicker as the game goes on. And so these are just some tips that I came up with myself, just things that I learned as I played the game over and over, and definitely hopefully these should help you all in your future runs. So first up here, the biggest thing I learned, one of the most critical things I learned, there are two critical things. The first critical thing is to take it slow, okay? Just take it slow. It's very easy to get frustrated with these type of games, of course, being a roguelike where you got to start from the beginning. And although this game, I'm finding that you don't actually start from the beginning technically, there's ways to bypass a lot of different things in this game that I don't think is being said a lot in the commentary about this game. But I would say ultimately, guys, it is a roguelike. You're meant to die over and over. It's a part of the game mechanics. It's how the story is delivered drip by drip, and so it is something that you will find yourself dying a lot early on in the game, just like with Hades, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it is the essence, it's a part of the roguelike genre. You have to learn the game, just take your time with it. I was definitely finding myself when I was getting frustrated with runs, I would just rush into rooms and just act like I have all my upgrades and everything when I really don't. So I would just consider, hey guys, take it slow, keep your distance, just take out enemy by enemy, just take it enemy by enemy, and you will be successful overall. So that's my number one tip. Number two, use multiple weapons. Now, I did the wrong thing early on, and I quickly corrected myself in terms of I would only find the AR, like I would do the tachyon, whatever that was called, like I would do the AR, and that's the only gun I would go for, right? But what you really want to do is really explore any gun that you get, because any gun that you get, there is a permanent leveling system with that gun via different traits. So what you want to do is you want to use a lot of different guns, and honestly it's probably better for yourself just to get familiar with a bunch of different guns, because you never know what you're gonna end up needing to use later on at the end of runs and different stuff like that, when you just need a high level gun to kill enemies faster, and you maybe don't have the AR that is level 15, right? Like, you need to be able to use a bunch of different weapons and rotate between a bunch of different arsenal weapons. So I would say use multiple weapons early on, get yourself familiar with the different alternate fires as well with them, and really become fluent in a lot of weapons. Yes, you can have a favorite, like my favorite right now is Hollow Seeker. That gun is amazing, right? But definitely have a nice rotation, or at least be able to use all of the weapons in Returnal. Next up here, this is where I'm going to go back to what I said about how you can bypass certain things in Returnal as you go on a run, and that is that you don't necessarily start from zero. Like, you do, but you kind of don't. So what it is that in the starting biome, right, there are a lot of different ways that you can go into the Crimson Waste and how you get there, and how you go to where I'm at right now, the third biome, which is the Derelict City, right? No, the Derelict Citadel, excuse me. There are different ways that you can cut straight to that biome, right, within the first level, right? And while that is beneficial in some cases, it can definitely not be in a lot of ways, because you want to spend a lot of time in the starting biome, in the Crimson Waste, in terms of leveling yourself up, which will go into my second point, not my second point, my fourth point. Damn, I can't talk today. But you definitely want to spend a lot of time in these locations, in these biomes, even though you can go and jump to the biome that you're stuck on currently, right? And why I say that is because there are so many different artifacts, so many different ways that you can level up your weapon proficiency and just get a bunch of different other weapons that are better and everything. And you want to spend a lot of time in these biomes to level yourself as much as possible. Do every blue room that you can, you know, like weigh your risks, right? Like if you're a little bit low on health, probably don't do that blue door, right? Like definitely don't do that. But I would say try to do the most that you can in a given biome to give yourself the most opportunities to level yourself up to help you out in future iterations and future biomes and future runs as a whole, right? Like it's always a good idea to still do a lot of the side stuff and do a lot of the stuff in the biome, because there's also times where you'll find a dope item and that item could mean literally life or death for you and different stuff like that. So I would say ultimately, guys, spend a lot of time in the biomes. Don't really use shortcuts that much, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely make sure that you are properly equipped and properly leveled before you continue in Returnal. But next up here, this is the number one. My boys, this is the key. This is the other one, okay? The first one was take it slow. This next one here, upgrade and focus on upgrading two things: your weapon proficiency and your max integrity. Let's go over max integrity first, because that one's pretty self-explanatory. Max integrity is your health bar, right? And so what you do is you get it's called resin, right? The resin is going to be what I believe extends your health. What I'll say in lame terms, right? There's green stuff on the floor. You pick up the green stuff. If you pick up green stuff when your health is already maxed out and you're at full health, it will extend that health bar to a bigger health bar, right? So what you want to do is you, number one, want to very much focus on not getting hit, because the more you stay at max health, the faster you'll naturally extend that health bar, because you're only picking up that resin, the one that extends your health bar, right? So that is number one, right? But the most important one, besides max, I literally weigh this one more than max integrity, even though they are both pretty important. Weapon proficiency. I feel like people aren't really talking about this a lot, but weapon proficiency, if you get that up quick enough, you will be getting more powerful weapons as you move on through Returnal every time, right? So let's say you leave the first starting area with a level 2 weapon proficiency. That means that every weapon that you come across beyond that point will be level 2, right? So that's what you're saying. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get that weapon proficiency as high as possible, as quick as possible. That way you're always getting top tier weapons that are powerful for the enemies that you're encountering, right? Because you never want to go into, don't pull up to do not pull up to Direlect City with a level 2 weapon. That's not gonna work, guys. You're not gonna have a good time. You're gonna take time to level up your stuff so that way you have a nice run that works out in your favor. Next up here, I would say paying attention to critical artifacts are definitely going to be something that you want to be doing in this game, okay? So I say, guys, just hold up. If you come across an artifact, definitely read the description. And if it's still vague, because definitely a lot of descriptions here in this game are vague, they don't really do a great job at explaining it to a player standpoint, I would say just Google it, right? I would think, some really good artifacts are the Astronaut, which allows you to be respawned upon death, right where you died. That's a very critical one. That one is one of, if I have an Astronaut in a run, I take that run a little bit more seriously, because I have a means to revive myself if I die, right? So I definitely take that one a little bit more seriously for that run specifically. There's also a artifact called Resin Enhancer. The Resin Enhancer, if you guys get this artifact, you are gonna have a great run. The Resin Enhancer, like I said before, definitely pick up resin as much as you can. Definitely don't get hit as long as you can. That way you can always be extending your integrity of your suit, right? But the Resin Enhancer, that allows you to only need 2 resin to up your integrity, right? Which is your max health bar, right? So what that means is that you will be getting that max health bar a lot quicker with the Resin Enhancer. So definitely, guys, these are like these items are critical things that if you didn't have and you just, decide to skip forward and not take the time in these early biomes that are easier for you now that you have more equipment as you move on to the game, like, you're going to really have a tough time, just trying to jump to the biome that you're at and, try and do that, and not really doing the legwork of making yourself powerful. So definitely, guys, I recommend reading the artifacts because there are some fire ones that really help you out. There are some that, if you enable it, every single Obolite, which is the currency that you get, turns into integrity. That's a very good one too if you're low on health. And there's a bunch of different ones that I definitely recommend, which will then go into my next and final tip, which is to utilize your utilize consumables and parasites to your advantage. Okay, so there are some parasites that obviously are good, but then there are some that are a little bit more in the medium. If you guys didn't know, well, you should know if you're watching this video, but parasites have positives and negatives to them. So what you want to do is you really want to pay attention to which parasites you are putting on, which ones that you are thinking about putting on. Definitely I say weigh out the options here, because some parasites can really screw you. The one that I hate the most that I don't ever put on anymore is the one that you take damage from falling. I hate that parasite. That one is the worst one. I don't care how beneficial the up is, cannot stand taking damage when I fall, because I just forget, I just forget I have that negative parasite and it just messes me up, right? So, but there are different ways that you can use these parasites to your advantage, right? So if you have a consumable that allows you to remove a parasite or remove a malfunction, go at it. You know what I'm saying? Go out and go get those malignant chests, go get those malignant parasites that, may cause malfunction, and you can clear it with that consumable. So I would say definitely make sure you know your consumables and know your parasites, pay attention to them, because they can really help you out in a lot of different ways where you can get all the bonus without really the negative if you really play out your cards right. So that's been my tips, guys, on Returnal. Honestly, guys, at the end of this video, I will say that, look, I say number one tips, I would say the biggest takeaways are take it slow, right? Don't get frustrated with the game, okay? Just take it easy. It's not that hard of a game, right? Number one. Number two, focus on your weapon integrity, your weapon proficiency and your max integrity as fast as possible. Get those to the highest tiers and you'll be really, really in good shape overall on your Returnal run. Then I'll say lastly, pay attention to those artifacts. You want good artifacts, pay attention to those parasites, consumables, and you'll be all good to have a great run in Returnal. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. If you guys want to see me rage and have success and have failure as well, definitely make sure to check out the streams for Returnal and those Twitter clips, because there's some funny Twitter clips. You know what? I'm gonna throw some here. Hope you guys enjoy these. It's all good. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Down below, find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long-form content and podcasts. Remember, those of course being the Road 2 series and Save Slot podcast as well. Road to Rift Apart. There should be a big announcement up on Twitter by now. I'm not going to say it in this video just in case, but there should be a big announcement going on for Road to Rift Apart. Definitely check that out, as well as Save Slot Podcast, the weekly news show about any and all things PS5 and PlayStation itself. And make sure to check out all the good stuff. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.